Welcome to the third edition of Ask EG, sponsored by Intel.
Question by Metro. EG currently only has 5 players. Do you think the team can practice and play online leagues with only 5 players? And do you have any players on your aim as new additions to EG?
I guess we only have 5 active players at the moment. We have a couple guys who kind of went inactive recently. As far as practicing goes, yeah, it's pretty nice to have more than 5 to, kind of piece schedules around. So we probably will be looking for a couple more, see how they mesh with the team, try them out online, then move it to LAN if that's what it, comes to. And we do have a couple people in mind. But, yeah, it's nice to have more than 5, but 5 is all you need to play a game. And we got 5, so here we are.
5 definitely makes it hard, but then again, it also makes it easy because there's no confusion about who's playing. It's just like, okay, we got 5. That's who we're using, and don't have to worry about benching anybody or playing someone else. So in some respects, it is easier as well. But the time issue is definitely, I think, presses on all of us.
Although I do think we could use a different one more player because MYM kept banning a certain hero that one of our players is basically it's his specialty, I suppose you would call it, and it's basically. I guess it might be more useful to have more than 5 players in such a case. But we do have a few prospects lined up, and we should look forward on the EG site for more announcements on that.
As long as you have the right mix of players, personalities, roles on your team, 5 players is all you need. And we have that here.
Next question by Milkman is, what do you think is the strongest strategy currently in the game? Early push, gank push like in 48B, or late game carry with gank support?
What I feel are the strongest strategies are those that teams can run the best themselves and feel the most comfortable doing. I mean, some of the examples mentioned were gank push, early push, roaming strats, late game stalling. I mean, all those are different kind of ways you can play the game. Like, you can either put pressure on the opponents early, try to force action, or you can play more passive. You can try to take down their base early as opposed to initiating direct action. I mean, it just depends on what you feel comfortable with, what your heroes your hero specialties. Like, for example, we have a Dog Kaiser on our team who plays Syllabear really well. So when we can, we use the Syllabear and we kind of form a strategy around that, which entails pushing once he gets his Radiance. And, it's what we feel comfortable with. We like balling up and we like pushing. So it's whatever the teams like to do.
I think probably the most powerful strategy would be the late game with gank support. I think you just have way more options as far as hero picks with that type of a lineup than what you have with maybe the early push. I mean, especially like Terrorblade, everyone kind of realizes that he's one of the bigger powerhouse heroes, and now he was in 48B, and now he is even more in 527, so that even makes him, even just that one hero, more of a precedence in the game of Dota. Not to mention you got other heroes like even Drow and Spider that come along. But so yeah, I would say the late game with gank support is probably the strongest strat in the current version.
I think the new version allows for a lot of new different types and strategies. You can go early game, you can go late game, and a few examples of that would be Chen Omni Knight, say for early game pushing power, and late game the armlet provides, as we've seen in like this DreamHack, the use of on a lot of strength heroes. The armlet provides a lot of late game power. It's just the game has become a lot more complicated, basically, I suppose you would say. A lot more strategies have evolved. It's no longer the same old lineups that most people would use.
I think in 5-2C what a lot of people have mentioned already is we have a bit of a reversion to versions like 2.7b, 3.2b. A lot of AoE combos are coming back, and early pushing with heroes like Chen and Beastmaster, or Chen and Omni, is definitely a lot more powerful again. And I think we'll see a lot more lineups like that from now on.
Go to the last question and just you answer it.
How important is having a good computer for playing at the top competitive level? This is a question by Scheissmeister.
You know, when you're playing with the best, playing against the best, it's always important to be using the best possible, equipment. Like, there's nothing worse than lagging or dropping from games. So it's very good that we're sponsored by someone as, internationally renowned and as dependable as Intel, so that we can, perform to our best and play with the best, using the best, and being the best. So, thank you, Intel.